And welcome back, revelers, to another edition of Rips Wrestling Roundup. I'm Dr. Rips here with Professor Wolvie, as usual. How you doing, Professor?
How's it going? I got a thumb.
Well, I know this looks a little different than usual, but we're on a top secret mission we can't tell you about right now, but it'll be coming out in a few weeks. But for this week, we had to get you our Survivor Series predictions and talk. So we want to make sure that we get that out to you. So whether our background looks crappy or whatever, can't tell you where we are, but you'll just have to deal with it. Anyway, so Survivor Series 2016 is shaped up to be a different kind of card than usual, Professor.
Yes.
They've kind of gone away from the traditional Survivor Series theme in the last couple of years and maybe have one match a year. So now they've gone back and they've made it a brand versus brand of Raw versus Smackdown for the most part pay-per-view, with the exception of a couple matches, championship matches, pitting guys from Raw and SmackDown against each other. And then obviously the big main event with Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. So let's get right to it. With the cruiserweights, seem to have a couple stragglers on SmackDown, but the main meat and potatoes of the cruiserweight division is on Raw. They have the champion Brian Kendrick, taking on Kalisto from SmackDown, returning superstar. This is for the Cruiserweight Championship. What do you think of this match, Professor?
Well, I think that Raw has to win this one because I don't know if SmackDown has the time limit to have the Cruiserweight division. I mean,
100%.
It's 2 hours versus 3 hours. You kind of need that 3 hour block. I mean, that's my guess.
Yep.
That could be wrong. I'm wrong all the time.
Well, they do have that 205 Live Cruiserweight show coming out, premiering soon on the network. So we'll have to get to see if that impacts which show anything is on either. We will see. We have a changing of the guard here, so to speak. We just saw that Dolph Ziggler lost his Intercontinental Championship. Yeah, Ziggler dusts. He lost his Intercontinental title to The Miz. In Miz's try to get the title back. He's calling it the reunion tour. We're on day one of the reunion tour now. So the match changes. Sami Zayn now is going to go up against The Miz instead of Ziggler. And I was looking forward to Ziggler versus Miz. I thought that would have been a great match. But what's your take on this match?
I don't see any reason why Sami Zayn won't take this now. Because it's like, do we really want to have The Miz be a champ for a while again? We just kind of saw that. I think this is their little way of maybe having Sami come in and beat him.
Yeah, and it's interesting because Sami Zayn and Cesaro, Daniel Bryan keeps talking about how they both want to come to SmackDown so bad that so I don't know if they're leaning towards doing something like that, but we'll have to see where exactly that's going to be going. I don't know, honestly, which way they're going to go with this. It could be a swerve. Who knows? But I would tend to think that maybe Zayn would win it too, and maybe hopefully come to SmackDown. Yeah. Maybe The Miz will go to Raw, which would be great. But then we have the tag team, 10-person tag team match. We've got the New Day, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, Sheamus and Cesaro, Enzo and Cass, and the Shining Stars.
Am I in there?
Yeah, I know, geez.
Am I fighting?
Against Heath Slater and Rhino, the Hype Bros, American Alpha, the Usos, and Breezango, who I still to this day don't know why they're not called Febreze. I think that's such a much better name. Maybe they couldn't get the trademark. But what is your thought on this smorgasbord of a match here?
My brain can't contain all these people. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, they even had a 10-man match on SmackDown, and I was just like, geez, there's a lot of things going on, man.
Reinforce that ring.
Oh, man. I get, what are they going to do? Leave everybody out? I don't know. I tend to think that that Raw should win. I mean, I think they got much better tag teams. Alpha, the Usos, are good. Slater and Rhino are entertaining. But the New Day, the Club, Sheamus and Cesaro, Enzo and Big Cass, the Shining Stars, whatever. They suck. But
what about the Hype Brothers?
I don't know, man. The guy, he's a little too hype, man.
Remember,
I love Zack Ryder, but he's too hype, that dude.
They don't get hype.
No, they
stay hype.
Yeah. Well, he does. I mean, I guess anybody who's friends with Rob Gronkowski has to stay hype. We got an interesting one, though. The women's match should be really cool. We got Charlotte, Sasha, Bayley, Nia Jax, and Alicia Fox from Raw. They're going to be taking on Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, Carmella, Alexa Bliss, and Naomi. What is your thought on this one?
Well, I like the SmackDown team, but I feel like Nia Jax is a killer. I'm afraid of her.
She's a big girl.
I'm not even in the ring with her, and I'm afraid of her. She's very scary and imposing, and she beats the crap out of a lot of people. So
Yep. Yeah,
You
she could be good. I think she's still, a little green. I think once she
Yeah.
really comes into her own, though, she'll be somebody who will definitely be a multi-time champion, one of those dominating forces. She's cousins with The Rock. She actually really looks like The Rock a lot when you see her facial expressions, and but she definitely is somebody that I think will be good over time.
Sure.
We got the tag team. Excuse me, the tag team. We got Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. What do you think about this one? Yeah, Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. So there's the main dudes. Get everybody on the card kind of thing. We got the Owens and Jericho versus Seth Rollins. Excuse me, I just totally out of this one. Owens and Jericho, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Big Braun Strowman.
Braun Stroganoff.
Braun Stroganoff are going to be taking on Styles, Ambrose, Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, and Shane O'Mac. Shane O'Mac coming back to wrestling. First match since WrestleMania. He has taken an F5 since then, but yeah, he's coming back and wrestling again. What is your thought on this match?
I love Braun Strowman's paper towel brand. They're so wipey. That makes no sense.
It doesn't, but apparently he doesn't like scarves either, as he tore up Chris Jericho's $750 scarf the other night.
I'm surprised he didn't wipe his whatever with it.
We cannot forget the presence of SmackDown's mascot, the one, the only Vince McMahon, James Ellsworth.
Yeah.
What is your thought on this guy?
He adds to anything. I want him to be my best friend.
Sprinkle a little Ellsworth on it. You got gold? That's
right. Where's his cologne? I want it.
I was reading up a little bit about him on Wikipedia, and apparently his name in the Indies was Pretty James or something like that. And he had a tag team partner whose name was like Billy Ugly. So the name of the tag team was Pretty Ugly. But apparently he's somebody who's been wrestling since 18 years old, and he's been doing it a long time. He's got his own promotion apparently, so he's no stranger to the ring, but he's definitely somebody who seems real humble and cool. So I hope it's a little corny at this point, but I'd love to see them do something with him, maybe even like in the cruiserweight division or just something. The crowd really seems to like him, and it happens organically. So. I love those kind of things. As far as the match goes, I think they're going to give it to SmackDown because I think they want to really try to make SmackDown. It's losing in the ratings right now.
It is.
So I think
well, I got to get out of here and start watching.
Turn it on. I think that they're going to give SmackDown the win just to give them some credibility and make it seem like they could be better than Raw or whatever. But it's their talent on both sides. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with Strowman. I don't think anybody's going to pin him. I think somehow or another he's going to get disqualified or counted out or something. They're not going to.
He might eat somebody.
It could happen. I mean, he's definitely an intimidating dude. He's another guy though that needs a little work like Nia Jax. But main event: Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. What do you think about this one? Oh my
God! They talk about reinforcing the ring. Jeez.
Goldberg looks pretty good. I mean, he had his shirt off the other night on Raw, and he looked pretty. Obviously, he's not the same, but I mean, the guy's 50 years old. He's in great shape. Who do you think's coming out on top of this one?
Goldberg.
Really?
Goldberg.
You think so, huh?
He has to, because I'm betting on him. You have to. See this hand? That means you have to win.
Yeah. See, I think the opposite way. I think that Lesnar is going to beat him. Because Lesnar's going to be around for a while longer still. They're not going to have him lose to Goldberg and then continue on. He's already lost to Goldberg once at WrestleMania 20.
That is true.
And he'll get his revenge, but Goldberg hopefully won't have too much ring rust and he'll kind of have a good showing. But that remains to be seen. But I'm going to go with Lesnar in this one. Just some exciting quick news. The Undertaker came back at SmackDown and proclaimed that, he's not going to let WrestleMania what did he say? He's not going to let WrestleMania define him, which to me means he's saying that, look, I'm not just going to be around for WrestleMania anymore. I'm going to come back, digging holes and taking souls, right? And so maybe he'll be back for a little while. It'll be interesting to see. He looked pretty good last night. I think with the longer hair, it always adds to it, but he definitely looked pretty good. And it'd be interesting to see what they do with him. Obviously, he'd be on SmackDown. And also there's some rumors about my main man, my hero growing up, the one and only Hulkster.
What about me?
Oh. You're my hero now. the Hulkster is apparently in talks with them to either do something at WrestleMania in Orlando or come back in some capacity. But you know what? I think it's been long enough. I love the guy. And anytime you hear Real American playing over in the arena, just gives me goosebumps. It brings me back to being a kid. And I love anything that involves Hulk Hogan. Professor, what do you think?
I think it's great. If he comes back, it's about time. I mean, he shouldn't have been gone in the first place, I think. They should,
They had to give it a little time. I mean, that was a pretty big controversy for him. And, definitely, with WWE being PG oriented and everything like that, it's kind of tough to, have a guy who's not only having sex on film, but saying racist things. And it was a little bit of a.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah. What would you think it was?
I don't know. I thought maybe he swore or something. I
No,
thought he
no.
said maybe he said damn or something.
No. I used the N word a few times, I believe,
That's pretty bad.
in his sex tape, but he also won a ton of money from Gawker. Anyways, leave us some comments. Let us know what you think about our predictions for the Survivor Series. We can't wait to see it this Sunday. And also the NXT TakeOver that's going to be going on. Just real quick, Shinsuke Nakamura, Samoa Joe, Asuka, and the returning Mickie James. I'm looking forward to that one. Bobby Roode, Ty Dillinger. Should be a really, really good show. Bobby Roode, I can't wait to see him come out in Toronto and see what kind of ovation his glorious one gets. But NXT will be the night before. And then we got Survivor Series. So until we can come back here, get in our studio again, and give you a great review of Survivor Series, I'm the Professor. This is Dr. Rips. Other way around.
What?
How you doing? Anyway, I'm Dr. Rips. This is Professor Wolvie. We'll see you next time here on Rips Wrestling Roundup. Well, I thought that went well. Smartest thing you could have done was probably agree with all my predictions. Make yourself look smart, right?
Actually, I didn't agree with anything you said, man.
What are you talking about?
I didn't agree with anything you said. Sorry.
You didn't agree with anything I said?
No. Not a one.
My predictions. You disagree with my predictions on this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, clearly you have no idea how this works then. You have no idea what happens to people when they don't listen to what I have to say, right?
No.
No, huh? Well, you want to know what happens to people when they don't listen to what I have to say?
What?
Give me this pen. You just made the list.
You know what? You can play with that game. Give me this. You just made my list. That's right.
Give me this thing. Eggs, butter, and cheese, and now Rips. This is a grocery list, bro.
Yeah, and you're on it.
Ugh.